So recently I caught up with an old friend and she was telling me that she got divorced. And I was so surprised because her and her husband were such a cute couple and they had been together for 11 years. So I asked her, like, what happened? I figured something bad happened. She's like, honestly, I was just bored. Like, my husband, all he did was work. I was a stay-at-home mom. We had 3 kids and I just got lonely and bored. And she says that when she would bring it up, like, he would take her out, but it was just boring to her. Like, she needed some excitement in her life. She just felt like she was just a mom and a wife, and her husband just wasn't doing that for her. And she...
This is why I will never get married. As soon as somebody get bored, which happens 100% of the time, man, there's no way on God's green earth you're not going to get bored in marriage. You see the same person every day. When y'all do things, it be the same routine, the same position. I mean, you can spice it up, but how many things can you possibly do if you're together 50 years, 60 years? You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that you saying you got bored because you just felt like a wife and a mom, like, that's the whole point, right? I feel like a lot of women just get married because they want that fairy tale. They want that Cinderella night. They want the gown and the carriage, you know what I'm saying? The limo and friends, family, wine, cake, you know what I'm saying? But they don't think about long term. Like, this is forever. You hear me? Just make sure when you get married, make sure it's with the right one, man.
And she had other friends that had, boyfriends, or like they had just got married, and they were always going out, always going on vacation, always partying, like going to the club, going to the bar, hanging out with friends, and they did none of that. And when she would bring it up to her husband would always tell her, like, I gotta work, like, they had a big house, they had nice things, like, he was just trying to work. So they ended up getting divorced, and now, she's single, she lives alone, she's working, and she's dating. So then I told her, oh, well, that must be exciting, like dating and stuff. And she's like, no, I fucking hate it. And I was like, why? And she's like, because all they want to do is just have fun. They just want to go to the club, they just want to go to the bar, they just want to hang out, have a good time. And then,
I mean, is that not what you wanted? From what your friend telling us right now, you got a divorce because you were bored. What's the opposite of boredom? Fun. So now that you left your husband because he was boring, you know what I'm saying, and you run into all these YNs that's out here that's just trying to, you know what I'm saying, take you to Pound Town. Y'all could go get dinner, doing what your friends was doing with their boyfriends. Your friends was on the carousel too. They not married. They got multiple dudes in their phone. But you're used to being a married wife. You're used to being provided for, whatever. You're used to just being with one man that take you serious. You go out there and try to find another husband and get bored again? That make no sense, man.
That's it. She said no one wants to help me out. Like, I'm trying to find someone that's going to help take care of my kids.
You can't do it
She's
alone.
Like, I just want someone to be a provider, not just a good time. So I was all like, well, wasn't that what your husband was doing? She's like, I know. And I guess now her ex-husband is dating someone, like, seriously. They have been divorced for a total of 3 years, and he has been dating this girl for 2 years. She has 2 kids, and they're already living together. She says that he's fully taking care of her. Like, the girl doesn't work, she's a stay-at-home mom. They haven't had any new kids, but they're planning on having kids. And she's pissed because she's like, how can he move on so fast? Like, I can't even find nobody. And
how can he move on so fast? First off, let's give that man a round of applause. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man, he deserves somebody else. You didn't want it. You didn't want a hardworking man. You didn't want the good man that you had kids with, that's there with them every night, you know what I'm saying, working 24/7, providing. You wanted some new slab. That's what we gonna call it. You wanted some of that. And then you go out there and get it, and you find out ain't none of these dudes. Just like, what is it, Tia Mori or Tamara Mori? She left my mans, got out here in the dating field and was like, man, Dating is bull crap. Dating is trash. Dating, what you thought it was gonna be? First of all, you older. You got kids by another man. There's a lot of dudes out here that ain't going no more. A lot of men not dating women with kids. You feel me? Let's continue the story. You probably get mad, but I gotta cut it sometime because I don't want to get copyrighted. But let's keep going.
And he just found someone so quick, and he didn't even want to give us another try. Like blah blah blah. And I was so confused because I was like, okay, so you divorced him because he was always working and you were bored. So now you are single, going out, having a good time, dating, but you don't like that. Now you want someone to take care of you, a provider. And your ex-husband, all he wanted to do was be a provider. That's why now he is dating someone who he has no problem providing for her and her kids. And she's pissed because she's like,
he's still a simp.
Why would he go and find someone who has kids? Like, he already has kids. Why would he want to take on that responsibility? And I'm like, wait, aren't you looking for someone to take on that responsibility? I was just giving her a hard time, not gonna lie, because it was kind of funny to me, because I was like, I could tell that she regretted her decision. I could tell. And I've seen a lot of people do shit like this where they get divorced for reasons that are not, I'm not gonna say they're not valid, because everybody's feelings are valid, but they're fixable problems. Like, I don't know if you guys have this wrong idea of marriage that is supposed to be like fun and happy all the time. It's not. I feel like every relationship literally depends on compromise. Like, you gotta compromise something. You cannot have everything. And to be honest with you, like, if she was willing to give up on him that quick, like, maybe she just didn't love him that much. Because I cannot even imagine just me being like, oh, I'm bored, I'm gonna divorce my husband. Like, no, you figure it out, you work it out. But I could tell that she's regretting it, because what she thought she wanted is not what she thought she wanted. So recently,
and I'm gonna disagree with her on that one. I feel like she loved that man. I feel like she loved that man a lot, to be honest. It's just that people don't realize that love should not be the reason you get married. You understand? Love is a temporary thing. You're not going to always love somebody. You may like them, but you're not going to always love them. You know what I'm saying? That love, that butterfly feeling, them, just you get excited when you see them and you get moist, and you know what I'm saying? That's not going to last with your husband. That is going to change. I give it 3 to 5 years. If y'all really active, maybe longer. You feel me? But moral of the story, man, make sure you marry the right person for the right reasons. And always have in your mind, like, one day it's going to get boring and I'm not going to be able to stand this person.